My name is Father Vineeth George, CMF. I am a Catholic priest who belongs to the Claration congregation, also known as the Missionaries' Sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary. In the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20, we read like this: I stand at the door and I knock. If anyone listens to my voice and opens the door, I will come inside. In my life, the Lord had been knocking at my door for a very long time. And even though I could hear His voice, I always ignored it until one day I opened it to the Lord, to the Catholic priesthood, and to religious life in the Claration congregation. During this time, I would like to share with you all the short story of my vocation journey. I was born to Catholic parents in the city of Hyderabad, though both my parents originally hail from Kerala, the place where St. Thomas the Apostle landed in 52 AD to spread the gospel in India. I recall that as a child I was very much devoted to the Lord, mainly because of the gift of faith that was instilled in me by my parents, and also because of good family practices which nourished that faith. Practices like daily family prayer, daily family rosary, and the Sunday obligation of attending the Mass without fail. I recall that as a child I also got influenced by the fathers and brothers of St. John's Regional Seminary, which was close by to our parish. I used to attend the Mass and listen to the homilies of eminent theologians like late Bishop Gorantla Johannes of Kurnool, Bishop Galibali of Guntur, and Archbishop Mallavarapu Prakash of Vishakhapatnam. They were on the staff of St. John's Regional Seminary during my childhood. I also recall that in the evenings I used to wait for the brothers from the seminary to come home as part of their family apostolate. I remember that I used to get influenced by their simplicity, humility, and spirituality. And somewhere in the corner of my heart, I also aspired to be like them. That, I think, was the beginning of my vocation. Although I never went to a Catholic school, as all my schooling was done from Kendriya Vidyalaya, later in life I got the opportunity to enroll myself as a student for my BCom advertising course at Loyola Academy, Secunderabad, run by the Jesuit fathers. When I joined Loyola Academy, I was a below average student. But after 3 years of my education at Loyola, I emerged as one of the college toppers. This made me realize the importance of education as a ministry in the church. This realization was also because of what I witnessed in the lives of my batchmates. Many of my batchmates were from the rural background, but they came over to the city and they were studying at Loyola with a dream in their heart, the dream to make it big in life. Loyola was a place where they could dream big, and Loyola helped them to make those big dreams come true. And on top of that, we had exemplary Jesuit priests working on the campus. All this made me appreciate the Jesuits and their ministry. There was one priest who had a specific impact on my life, and that was Father Rex Angelo, SJ, my vice principal. He was very fond of me, and he used to give me feelers. Vineeth, why don't you consider Catholic priesthood? Why don't you consider the Jesuit way of life? And I seriously started pondering over this thought of becoming a Jesuit. So one evening after the family prayer, I told my family that I would like to join the seminary. Though all of them were taken aback, my father put forth a condition. He said, "We will let you join the seminary provided you finish your post-graduation, and thereafter if you still feel that you have got vocation, then surely we will not stop you." I found my father's condition to be very reasonable, and so I proceeded to do my MBA. But soon after my MBA, I got campus placement from Dell Computer Corporation in Bangalore. Since it was a Fortune 500 company and the first job offer of my life, I decided to take it up. So I joined Dell, and I also joined the rat race to get ahead in my career. As part of this, I had to change 3 more organizations during my career. I worked as sub-editor for Deccan Chronicle and also as portfolio administration specialist for General Electric. And then came the biggest break in my career. That was my appointment as Assistant Public Relations Officer in the Corporate Communications Department of Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, a Maharatna category public sector undertaking under the Ministry of Power, Government of India. So now at the age of 24, I was in a job which was well paid, secured and assured career progression. I could foresee that in a few years from then, I would be at a very high position in that organization. And then I thought, what next? The thought of vocation came back to me. Whenever I was praised for my work at my workplace, I used to feel guilty if only I could use my talents for my God, for the church and for the people. And then I decided one day that again I will tell my parents that I want to be a priest. So I informed them and they were doubly shocked than before. And then my parents came over to my place to stay with me and discern with me. And once they were convinced that my decision was a mature decision, then they encouraged me to go ahead. I approached the local parish priest, Father Tommy Urumbunkuri, CMF. Since he was a Claretian, he told me about St. Claret, about the Claretian congregation, and I felt this is my calling. And so I joined under the guidance of Father Tommy in the Claretian congregation in the year 2006. The call to priesthood and the call to religious life are beautiful gifts given by God. If you feel that God is knocking at the door of your heart, and if you can listen to His voice calling you to open the door of your heart, do not ignore His call. Do not delay anymore. Open your heart so that Jesus can come inside and give you this beautiful gift of vocation. If you feel that you are called to be a missionary on fire with God's love, to spread His love among the people of God throughout the world, then probably you are called to the Claretian way of life. If you feel this call, do not hesitate to contact us. We will help you discern your vocation and respond to God's call in the best possible way. God bless you all. The Claretian congregation, which is also known as Missionaries' Sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary, was founded on July 16, 1849 by the Spanish saint Antony Mary Claret, who himself was a zealous missionary on fire with God's love. He founded this congregation as a group of priests and brothers who would go across the world spreading God's love and God's word. Today, there are more than 3,000 Claretian missionaries working in more than 65 countries on 5 continents. The Claretian presence in India started in the year 1970, and therefore this year is incidentally the Golden Jubilee year of Claretian presence in India. In India, the Claretians are present in the form of 3 provinces and 2 independent delegations. The provinces of Bangalore, Chennai and St. Thomas, and the independent delegations of Northeast and Kolkata. The Claretians in India are engaged in a variety of ministries, ranging from preaching, parish ministry, retreat houses, retreat preaching, priestly formation, care for the blind, care for the lepers, care for the HIV infected, vocational training centers, higher education, school education, publications, so on and so forth. From time to time, new ministries are added according to the signs of the times. Today, there are more than 500 Claretian missionaries spread over 17 states of India, and many are sent abroad as missionaries in difficult missions.